going to keep to a pretty quick format tonight because, as John noted, there are 6 candidates, and if you do the math, if you want to be out of here by 9, we only get a few minutes per candidate per question. We're going to start with opening statements by each of the candidates, followed by questions which will generally be limited to a 1 or 2 minute response.
Well, let me certainly begin by thanking the Central Street Neighbors Association for hosting tonight's aldermanic forum, and thanks especially to the voters in our community for taking the time to attend tonight's conversation. Given the challenges in the roads ahead, your participation is more important than ever. My name is Christopher Hart. I am a candidate for alderman in the 6th Ward. In 1991, I was hired to direct Camp Echo for the Ravel YMCA, and it was the beginning of my relationship with Evanston, and the beginning of my belonging to a community that I'm proudly calling my home. It also was the beginning of an active involvement in a multitude of initiatives, all directed at strengthening Evanston's families and improving our quality of life. I stayed with Y for 14 years before moving into the private sector to essentially do for large corporations what I had been doing for families in Evanston. The consulting firm that I lead strives every day to help companies build healthy and productive work climates, environments that help people learn to perform in accordance with a set of shared values. It is my hope to share my experience and my learning in service to you. This evening will focus substantial attention on the economic condition of our city, and rightly so. We are facing an unprecedented era of scarce resources, and it will take our entire community working together to find sustainable solutions. The budget recently approved by our current council clearly demonstrates the heavy burden that will be shifted to our next council. The decision-making process surrounding the downtown core clearly signals a tone that must be shifted by our next council. But let me suggest that there is an even more critical challenge for our next council. It is to aggressively seek and install a highly talented and capable city manager. I believe that this is our most important priority, and the search for this centrally important person has stalled. I am concerned that the human infrastructure in our city is tenuous at best. Without the right people, the right leadership, even our most inspired solutions cannot be executed, and we will continue to jeopardize the value of our property and fail to even meet the everyday expectations of our citizens' needs. In keeping with this people priority, we must elect aldermen who are deeply committed to supporting and empowering a best-in-class, service-oriented city staff. We must elect aldermen who can and will facilitate, not replace, the connection between our citizens and that staff. And we must elect aldermen who are versed in providing the essential oversight necessary to ensure that the expectations of our people are met and exceeded.
Thank you, Chris.
I thank you once again.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Good evening, fellow members of Central Street Neighbors Association. My name is Mark Sloane, and I am running for 6th Ward Alderman. I moved to Evanston 13 years ago with my wife Judy, and we have 3 lovely daughters, a freshman at the high school, and 2 third grader and a kindergarten just down the street here at Kingsley School. We are an active, involved family, from athletics at the high school to the YWCA Flying Fish, to having 1,400 boxes of Girl Scout cookies in my living room 2 weeks ago, as my wife is the cookie mom for my daughter's brown shoes. Professionally, I am a CPA, and for the last 15 years, I am a Chief Financial Officer. I have acted as a Chief Financial Officer and continue today. I've helped companies grow and constrict. I've hired people, I've laid off people, I've given out bonuses, and I've had to absorb, including myself, pay cuts. It's an experience that will be very, very necessary over the next few years as the city tackles some of the most difficult financial times that we as a country have ever faced. Specifically, I am running because I have the financial skills, the managerial experience, the community involvement, and the passion necessary to help move Evanston from being a good city to a great city. My community involvement includes 7 years on the Evanston Playground and Recreation Board, which includes the rehab of many of Evanston's parks, as I'm sure you've all seen. The Lakefront Master Plan, which is being discussed in front of the City Council right now. The Indoor Recreation Needs Assessment, which includes the strong recommendation, which I'm very much in support of rebuilding the Robert Brown Ice Facility, and the Honorary Street Naming Committee. I believe the council needs an advocate for recreation on it, and I will be that advocate. I appreciate your consideration, and I look forward to having a frank and honest discussion tonight on the many issues facing Evanston. Thank you.
Thank you, John, Jeff, all the members of the Central Street Neighbors Association here. It seems like just, for those of you who know me, I did run 4 years ago for alderman, and it seemed like we were always talking about trees and saving trees. It was a good discussion and certainly a great one, but there were so many other issues boiling under the surface that it just seemed to absorb all of our attention and media attention. And, what a difference 4 years makes. In that time, we've seen groups like the Central Street Neighbors Association pop up and really take a lead in guiding the discussion, guiding the quality of the discussion, and really making sure we stay on track. As a candidate, I think they are very much behind, identifying with us the issues that we'll be talking about. Some people think all politics is local. I tend to agree with that, but that sort of begs the question, what is local politics? And I think local politics is this. It's going door to door, house to house. It's going to block parties if they let you. It's really being present in the ward, in the city, at wherever you can be. It also, for me, would be really establishing regular office hours for people in the ward to talk face to face and know that at this time, whatever time would prove to be convenient, I would always be available. My plan is to be a full-time alderman. I have at a point in my life where I can really choose to do that. My career as a graphic designer has served me very well. It's been a vehicle for getting to where I am now. I don't enjoy the practice of that too much anymore. I do enjoy the pro bono pieces I do for the community, but I think it's more about helping the community and the organization save money. The design field has also helped me to learn problem-solving methodology. Designers are craftsmen, they're artists, but they're also problem solvers, and that's really how we think logically, and how we actually take a design project that probably originates with a client representing a particular product or service, someone who knows a lot more about this than we do, and taking that and putting it into some physical representation, and then actually getting it produced by technicians at the other end of the spectrum who are not even familiar with the client and speak a whole different language. The graphic designer traditionally is in the middle of that, like a general contractor, and communicating in so many different ways and not losing sight of the fact that the client on one hand is expecting something, has a visual, has an expectation of what's coming out the other end, and it had better well be what they expect, and on time and on budget. So that's really when I'm grasping on what I'm looking for to try to implement when I think about city problems. I think that there are plenty of them, and there are certainly a huge